welcome back. I think I've always liked the aesthetic of Apple products, especially in the last couple years as they brought back boxier designs for the iPad, iPhone, and MacBook. And I've also been into mechanical keyboards and like how they can be customized to your likings. But if we look at Apple's keyboards, they're in no way similar to typical mechanical keyboards. So, I wanted to build the most Apple-like mechanical keyboard, and soon after, Mode offered to send their Sonnet keyboard, which is one of the very few high-end custom keyboards out there, offered in silver with black accents. With its unique side profile, both the top and bottom parts of the case are visible, which was perfect for the silver and black MacBook-like theme that I had in mind. Paired with the right switches and keycaps, and with the black and aluminum Magic trackpad, I think I came up with the ultimate Mac theme set of peripherals. Let me show you. So, as mentioned earlier, I'm using the Mode Sonnet for this build. My configuration is around $350 before switches and keycaps. I went with all aluminum parts, keeping the cost down, but I picked the hot swap PCB and all the optional silicone and foam pieces available. It's a pretty high-end keyboard, I would say. Not the most expensive, but still quite high up there, as these are made to order with premium finishes and a very unique and thoughtful design. Design-wise, what I really like about it is the top accent piece, which kind of reminds me of the touch bar on last-gen MacBooks, and its side profile, which reveals the bottom part of the case, but also makes it easier to pick up. The build quality and finish is what I would call perfect. There's no imperfection to be seen, everything feels premium, and all the parts fit together nicely. And I think that would be one of the main reasons to go with Mode keyboards. They don't have the most innovative mounting systems, PCB designs, or sound control tech, although all of that is still very good, but their designs are incredibly great. And that to me sounds like exactly what you want for a Mac-themed mechanical keyboard. The Sonnet is deeply customizable too. There's a pretty wide selection of colors, materials, and finishes offered for all its components. And like I said in the intro, it's pretty rare to have a high-quality anodized silver finish offered. Usually, companies only offer anodization with colors, but given my MacBook silver theme, this was a perfect finish option. And in real life, it's super close to Mac's finishes. It makes me appreciate the finish quality of Apple products, as most cheap raw aluminum keyboards don't look that great, so it really takes that level of quality to match Apple. I went with black aluminum for all the other parts to match the black aesthetic of the hinge, keyboard, and bezels on a MacBook. So that's the accent piece, the bottom, and the internal weight. Thinking more about it, the accent piece could have been silver mirror to match the Apple logo, but black is a bit more contrasty. And then this color and material combo was also one of the cheapest. Included with my kit were both a Palm and FR4 plate, which are two of the 7 material options, and I went with the Palm variant in my build, as I've never tried one of these before. The Sonnet comes with 2 mounting styles, either a more flexible and open-sounding isolated top mount, or a more muted and stiff stack mount. So there's no gaskets involved, although that's quite trendy these days. With my build, I kind of mixed both, as I screwed the plate assembly in the top, but still used the bottom silicone. Not sure if that's a good idea. I guess the top mount doesn't do much in this case, but yeah, it is quite stiff, not as much as a tray mount though, as it does flex a bit, and it does sound a bit muted. I actually appreciate the solid feel it has configured like that. Being a Mac-themed keyboard, I wouldn't want something super loud, and I don't think Apple would purposely make a keyboard with flex. The quality and attention to detail is here, and it's just a stunningly well-crafted piece of metal. I also like that you can further change it over time by purchasing replacement parts individually, so if I happen to want a different look in the future, that's also an option without needing to buy a whole new keyboard. Finally, the Sonnet is also QMK and VIA compatible, and VIA works well on a Mac, so you can easily remap or reconfigure this keyboard solely on a Mac computer, which is again, I think, an important part of a keyboard for Mac. So many pre-built keyboards come with software that only works on Windows, even though they're targeting Mac users with them, which is kind of sad. For my keycaps of choice, I struggled quite a bit to find high quality keycaps with clean legends and Mac keys as well. Most of the GMK stuff doesn't have Mac keys, so I was instead eyeing Drop's DCX keycaps. Their legends are super clean and I like the smaller font they use. They do have Mac kits, but these were out of stock for a while with no clear signs of stocks coming in, although I think they're now in stock. Anyway, I ended up with KVD Fans PBT Fans white on black keycaps, more specifically the simple base kit, as it had the Mac icon modifiers I needed, and it is a pleasant surprise. These are PBT double shot with super clean legends. I think the font they picked looks pretty good, and same thing for the icons on modifier keys. They also feature a cherry profile, which is what I was looking for, as it's one of the lower profiles out there, which I think matches better the Apple aesthetic. But most importantly, they included some of the Mac specific keys that I needed. And I went with white on black as that's what MacBook keycaps look like. But if there was a white on black version of the less but better keycap set, I would probably have picked that because I think it's even more Mac-like. But yeah, this is still pretty solid. I'm looking forward buying other sets, these being PBT will also last longer than GMK, which I find kind of annoying with ABS sets, especially when they're super expensive. More specifically, I'm likely going to get the Retro Dark Light set, which is Mac inspired, for something a little more colorful than what I have now on this keyboard, but still, this white on black set is super nice. Finally, Mode will soon release their own keycaps, which I think would be a great fit too. From the pictures I saw, the font they picked was super clean, and they had Mac keycaps too. For my switches of choice, I went with Gateron Oil Kings. Not the latest and most advanced switches out there, but they're known as a solid factory lubricated linear switch that sounds and feels great stock. I was also specifically looking for either black or gray switches, so these were a match look-wise. Funny enough, I've seen a couple other YouTubers with a Sonnet, and all of them also picked Oil Kings, so it really seems as if we all went for the same overall solid value these provide. I've lubed switches in the past, but given the limited free time I have, I don't have the time to spend hours lubing switches nowadays, so getting something that's like 80% there in exchange for no additional work is totally worth it for me. And to be fair, they feel and sound awesome. I'm not a switch expert, and it's getting harder to tell one from another as all switches have become pretty solid in the last couple years, but these are for sure great. And for the stabs, Mode actually included some in my kit, although I don't believe they are usually. These look like Everglide or Duroc V2s, and they perform similarly, so yeah, great stabs. And 205 lube is actually included in the box, so that was great. All in all, I think this is a success. Let me know if you agree. I'm pretty sure that if Apple made a mechanical keyboard, it wouldn't look exactly like that. It would likely be low profile and maybe more compact, but if they made a regular mech, it would probably look something like that, right? I'm super happy with this build, and I'm quite torn between this one and my Maja V2 as my daily driver at work. Although I like the Ergo layout and it feels better to type on in a way, this Sonnet looks so good, especially on my all-black desk. Paired with the black and aluminum Magic trackpad, and you've got a perfect match with a silver MacBook, or any silver Mac really. Alright, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like as it helps the channel, and also please subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll see you in the next video.